Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the phone. You know what it is. We're turning up to the max. We're gonna win today. But first, I gotta check and make sure everything looks good, though. You know what I'm saying? Sound input for. Hold on. Changing my settings for my sound input. I figured out how to finally do it. I seen other streamers do it, and I was like, how do they have all like the volume mixer bar with like 5 different volume switches? Nah, I see. Nah, I see. All right. Think everything good now. Gotta get these daily races in. Yeah, buddy. Okay. For the first time in a long time, I need some monies. Oh, we're running a mile. Okay. Oh, they can all. That's funny. I just siphoned that off the mile, and literally it changes nothing. Like it literally didn't change anything. That's pretty funny. But since we're running a mile, since we're running a mile, bad mood, huh? That's okay. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Cause I got that winner, winner, chicken dinner. I got that winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, country mile. Mm.
I imagine based on the title, some of you were expecting this to be about something that it's just not going to be about. One Punch Man. No, it's still very trash. Okay, cool. And go back. So, right. Most anticipated mod just dropped. Well, I say just dropped, I'm not a week late. Anyway, it's Simple NG, brought to you by people such as the Shiny Odd, a man with nothing but nice words to say about me.
Grog TV's automation videos are great. I don't like him. I hate him because he called me Scottish. That fucker called me Scottish.
So, yeah, I apologise for calling you Scottish. I'll do a video on the mod, we'll just call it even. I haven't seen the full car list. Right, BMG's most anticipated mod just dropped. Well, I say dropped, I'm not a week late. Anyway, Simple NG, like,
Like him. I hate him. He called me Scottish. That fucker called me Scottish.
yeah, I apologise for calling you Scottish. I'll do a video on the mod, it's called it even. I haven't seen the full car list, I don't know what's even in this mod. Persia, Bebe, even, it's all the groups to walk in. Oh, marvellous. This is literally the best mod ever made. So Brooke, I think Brooke's supposed to be an Austin 7. I don't know. Should have been a Peugeot, whatever this is. You can also use simple NG cars as traffic cars. I had like 20 of them in my game from Manager. Kill him. And the Peugeot back. Might put lots of do to this. 10 horsepower. With a turbocharger, and just to get it upgrading in full power, yeah, that. For a simple mod, there's a lot of depth to it. What the brine on it, dealing with what wheel colour, and also in this mod, the vehicles don't have any like damage model or anything, so they just have a that's why the game's able to render so video but still run at 60, because this is just funny. This. Oh my god! No. Company, they went calm, they've all got CVT. You can't like it all reverse race one. You should just go do like a million miles an hour reverse. There, that's the yes. You're doing 50 backwards. Oh god, 60. Oh god, 65. The speed. Daily. Like 6 tons. Yeah, it is. Look at this bolted car at 100 miles an hour. Not much happens. Get a load of this maneuver.
Looking good, looking good.
Amazing. Oh my god, we're even we're slowing down. Can I make this powerful? 205 horsepower? Yes! Jesus Christ, that launch! Oh my god! Oh my god! One of those games that are broken. Cars about to dog car almost. Transmission has got this weekend with my god, first gear goes up to like 90 miles an hour. Why are they usually not finding the other gearbox? Oh, I've broken it. Deformation is still surprisingly fun. Some pop-ups. It probably has pop-downs. A bit more power. I want to see this 3-speed auto in action. So in first, and second, it's just so goddamn long. Second gear goes up to 160.
So I won't be able to. Oh yeah, I gotta tell y'all, crazy thing happened today, right? So the Sims made a really dumb update, right? And then I commented on said Sims update, and they banned me. Xbox banned me from everything, so I can't stream Outer Worlds 2 to you guys. I can't stream. Well, actually, I can. I can download it on my computer. But even still, but like I got banned from all online activities on Xbox. All our online activities. I can't comment, I can't post, I can't record my gameplay because Outer Worlds 2 is starting to get crazy and I want y'all to see it. And now I've played it. Now I'm gonna have to like go to one of my old save files and then start from there so you can see what I did and have to do everything all over again. Or not. We'll see. We'll see. Especially if people are pretty far in the game. I mean, almost can't put Outer Worlds 2 down. It's too good. Outer Worlds 2 improved on Outer Worlds in every single aspect of the game itself, as well as the quality of the game. I remember because I like one of my biggest issues with Outer Worlds, right, was you would click on a mission, it would give you the first point of that mission, but then after you got to that first point of the mission would just it just wouldn't update. It just would not update. And they fixed it for the most part. It still does it every once in a while, but nowhere near like it used to. Absolutely nowhere near like it did on that game. Oh yeah, that's the rares. I don't care about them. The gameplay is super smooth in it. The guns are cool. They got a whole lot of new guns. The characters you meet are cool. You can have six companions now. I only got four. I got four companions now. Um, what else? Oh yeah, the story's longer. The story's a lot longer, and it's they condensed the size of the planet. So the discoverable map, right, that you land on every single planet. Remember how in Outer Worlds, like something basic, like going to talk to somebody, they'd be like 1,200 meters away. Well, in this game, in Outer Worlds 2, not this game that I'm playing, but in Outer Worlds 2, uh, they shrunk the map by like 50% distance wise. But everything still fits on the map the way it looked like it's supposed to. And every planet has drastically different weather, except for two, except for the first planet you go to, and I can't remember the name of the other planet. But yeah, two of the planets got basically the same atmosphere, and all of the planets, for some odd reason, or somehow, I should say, all have the exact same gravity. Like to put that on the map, right? For all of them to have the same gravity, they would literally need to be in each other's orbits, following the same trajectory as Earth, for that to work, you know. But I'm just a normal guy that can use deductive reasoning, you know. I be thinking about stuff like that. That's why I overanalyze everything. That's why I tell people I'm an overthinker. I'm not playing. Like I don't just think about stuff a little bit too much. I think about stuff a whole lot too much, which sometimes comes in handy because you know some people don't think about things at all that they should be thinking about, and it's just echoing up there. You can hear a breeze blow through there in one ear and out the other, right? But not no, not me. I wish I could shut my brain off like that and just chillax. But no, that's probably why I don't why I have problems sleeping. Probably, yeah, probably. Why don't I get a free scalp?
The game throws itself. Let you go. You've got to break the card for you to break the game. Game set no.
Good Jesus.
Skyline GTR. Wait, Honda.
Star unlocked too. Oh yeah, I did just get. Wow, you were that close already? Well, um, wait, can she run medium races? I don't think so. I think she does sprint and miles, right? I don't even think she can run a medium race. But we're gonna find out. Maybe. I don't know. I need to make a dedicated front runner for this CM and next CM since they're both gonna be. I think they're both medium distance. I think this one and the next CM is gonna be medium distance. Staggeringly, that's. Oh wait, didn't everybody get an update? Wait a second. I don't remember this being her fifth skill last time. It said something different. It wasn't staggeringly. I've never seen staggeringly before. Yeah, Rising Dragon. Lane Ledgerman. Now, if streamers tell you that navigation skills suck, well, they're dumb. That's first. That you're listening to the wrong streamers. Because secondly, right? They were decent before. Now they've gotten a buff, and we're going to be getting that buff very soon. So basically, these navigation skills, like this one, that has that helps you just, you know what I'm saying, get in better position. Well, guess what they did to those cards? They added speed boost to those cards. So not only do you get into better position, but you also speed up. It's pretty good. Especially since like half of my characters are position characters. So, and what I mean by that is to activate their ult, they have to be in the right kind of position. That's all. Yeah. Let's see. Where is my uh,
Yeah, let's play some Caliber song, the end version. Because I don't quite know how to read Japanese yet, but I will be playing on the global Urume server soon enough. I will be playing on the global Urume server. That's going to something I
trying to change. I had to change some settings on my computer. Acting funny. That's okay.
an Epic Day Pass. Prices go up November 16th.
It's nap time.
Open one invention.
We're actually inside our tree.
Spin.
Emergency live stream by the CTN director to address the ongoing issues. If you didn't know, Chaos Zero Nightmare in Korea, it is a dumpster fire. Okay, it is an absolute dumpster fire. We went over a video of how everyone hates Owen. There is like a huge conspiracy theory that the main writer was ripped out of his promising web novel career to write for this game, got bullied out of the company to go write for Blue Archive. What is the drama Korean No Life is Crime about pixels and TRing the player self-insert? Well, yes, that, and they're refunding their purchases, which is big. And it just feels like the Korean audience is looking for every reason to on this game. And so this is their emergency stream to address the issues. I want to see what it's all about. You know that there is an impact to all of this because this guy looks like he's being held at gunpoint to make this video. I hope they survive this. I hope somehow some publisher picks it up overseas and it's just like, bye, Korea. He's going to reveal the details. No, we didn't bully the main writer. Okay, yeah, that's like objectively a bad thing. Apparently, during the launch of the game, a lot of people have reported like, oh, their account's getting randomly deleted, right? That they couldn't log in, they couldn't play the game. Typically, without drama, that sucks. Many fixes due to issues with payments not being processed properly, duplicate hydraulic issues caused by duplicate logins, fatal misunderstandings due to Korean language session, and bugs. I don't have the example offhand, but one of Haru's missions talks about how to use her cards, but one of the translations referenced something about a sunny morning or something like that. Haru means sunny from Japanese to English. The translations, that's just one example I can think of, but from what I've heard, a lot of translation issues are in the game. This is like 30 minutes. Let's read the summary. Summary of the emergency live stream. Here's the summary for you guys. Keep in mind some errors. It's an AI video summary. CEO, super creative, and director of the game Chaos Zero Nightmare, Kajana, conducted a live broadcast to issue a comprehensive apology for the game's significant post-launch failures. He accepted full personal responsibility for widespread service instability, the critically flawed main story that marginalizes the player, and the mass resignation of the original scenario team, which he attributed directly to his excessive intervention. Ooh, uh-oh, bullying, uh-oh. In response, a series of decisive actions were announced. The central promise is a complete overhaul of the main story's first 5 chapters. Wow. Including new voice acting. To compensate for technical issues, players will receive 10 pickup anchors weekly throughout November. The director also addressed specific community concerns, including monetization, localization inconsistencies, and ideological controversy, vowing to revise content to eliminate any player doubts. He concluded with a personal appeal, asking that criticism be directed at him, and affirmed his commitment to not run away and restore the game's quality based on a player-centric philosophy. I mean, I'm just not so offended by the story, right? I am like, okay, launch issue sucks, but he's taking on the chin for sure. But as the leader, it is your responsibility. Acknowledgement for failures. The director began the broadcast by identifying and taking ownership of the primary issues that have plagued the game since launch. He acknowledged that these problems have caused significant disappointment among the user base. Stated his role as the company's representative carried the heavy responsibility. Service instability, technical issues, identified problems, processing payments, item delivery, Korean language regression issue that led to critical misunderstandings. I guess that's the localization. Duplicate rewards resulting from login errors, the necessity for numerous hotfixes to address ongoing bugs, new issue related to Prism module observation that occurred on the day of the broadcast. Promise that the development team is working day and night to resolve these issues quickly as possible. He promised to fix everything as quickly as possible. Nice. Critical flaws in the main story narrative. Player alienation. The core narrative flaw was identified as positioning the player as an observer rather than a protagonist. He recognized the problem, stating, the fact that the game's characters are building bonds only with characters other than the protagonist, is clearly a mistake. Caused the flaw. He admitted to being aware of these story problems prior to launch. However, in a desire to meet the promised release schedule, he made the rash decision to proceed, intending to fix the issues in later updates. He described this mindset as thinking too easily and expressed deep regret. I don't know. If he caused the drama or whatever, firing the main scenario writer, sure, that sucks. But I just don't really think this is that big of an issue. Owen is not that guy. I don't think he is. In the English version, I was really like when I did the first chapter of the prologue, where Noah like risks her life to save the player. Now the player doesn't really have that big of an like impact on the story from what I've read, or like rather he doesn't really take. He's not very vocal. I'm not the main character, so it's bad. No, for real. I feel like if this is a problem, the total opposite of it is Wuthering Waves, and I think that's what people or the Korean players want. C. Staff departures and development process issues. Very. That makes sense. Staff departures and development process issues. Address the controversy surrounding the departure of the game scenario writers, taking full responsibility for the circumstances. Confirmed that many members of the scenario team resigned last year. Okay, resigned. And stated unequivocally, the reason was my excessive intervention. He explained that under the pressure of the looming deadlines, he personally participated in writing the scripts, which production forcefully to stifle the creativity of the talented writers he had hired. He further revealed that the individuals who completed the current main story under limited time and constraints have also since resigned. He reiterated the departure of the writers is entirely my responsibility. To admit all of this and confirm it, I feel like he should just resign. Never blame an individual, blame the company. But he's the leader. Feels like he's being scapegoat. That's true. That's true. I don't know. Like, I'm just wondering, like, okay, if he's not the bad guy, then who would be? Even if he's being scapegoated, it's kind of interesting that he gets to keep his job as a scapegoat. But yeah, he is the CEO. An owner can hire a CEO to, like, manage things. But that just means he's the manager. He is the guy directly responsible. It's such a non-issue to me. Stories, whatever, the gameplay is good. I understand that, but the game's sort of success, continued success, at least in Korea, ends in Korea when that's like their mother country. We only have one version of this game, right? I could see him trying to like, put out the fire by personally writing the script as his writers wouldn't want to, because they also hate the conditions that the board of directors put. Okay, I mean, I can see it. I was talking about how ridiculous the Korean player base is. We can play about this stuff. They're the only ones that care. I agree with them. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I don't know if that's obvious, but I also think that the Korean player base is kind of crazy for this, for sure. The shareholders are only responsible
Gotta
for
make
making the
sure
right
that I
decision
got
and making sure the CEO makes the right decision.
toss enough so I can
That's
get
what I really
telling
think it
high,
is. Like,
tell
if
her
they
high,
trust, then the whole
and
purpose of the
then
CEO
I
is to
gotta figure
trust
out how
them
to get
to
groundwork.
make the
But
decisions
then thing,
that would work.
it's
And
gonna
I
be cool.
think it's so hard to
It's
get
gonna be
like
cool. I'm gonna
people
get
put together a big game, all the
let's
writing is
I
harder.
actually need
But
you
what I was trying to say is like I
because
think
the
the
Boston race
purpose of
course.
them writing
Um
could just be his attempt to, push the project through because his writers were resigning on it. But anyway, comprehensive remediation plan, complete overhaul of the main story, which is crazy. It's gonna recenter the story on the main character, the captain. You know what this is gonna do? Them kind of bending the knee to the Korean player base, it's just gonna drain them of funds because they're gonna have to hire a new team of writers. This seems crazy. They have no choice. If they lose the Korean player base, they might as well shut it down. I thought they had a pretty big launch though. No one got me into this game, and so it's sad to have to give it up because Korean player base are insecure. Compensation and service stabilization. We'll get 10 polls. This is a price we must naturally bear as it is our responsibility for creating such errors. Localization, translation, and improvements. Solution, the team has reviewed its entire text management process. We promise to improve localization so that no user in any region feels alienated by this kind of problem. We also acknowledge that different localization teams, in example, US and Japan, have some creative freedom and that a clear internal policy on the extent of such variations will be established and communicated. Games here because Owen got all the ladies instead of the protagonist so ridiculous to me. Owen is just another scapegoat. Really is the problem here is that there is a large player base in Korea. I guarantee you, like, none of this matters. His correction of this, like, seeking to correct this, it's not going to change their opinion. They
training
literally
effective
kind of
at
decided that they hate
it's
this
10%?
game's
Really?
developer, they
Okay.
hate this CEO, they hate this game, and I'm pretty sure doing everything they can to just like throw in the fire. Owen is just another scapegoat. The writer is the scapegoat. They don't like Smilegate. They don't like probably what they did with Epic 7 or whatever. Maybe they're trying to get revenge for the writer. I don't know. But something is motivating them on them for pretty much any reason. The writers who left are probably the ones more in the ass. That's what I think. Even with all this, I wonder if it's actually going to change anything. I guess we'll have to see. Adjustments to gameplay and monetization, character affinity. Director acknowledged that raising character trust is currently too difficult due to a lack of available gift items. He promised the system would be improved in the first major update, much smoother. See, like when they're complaining about something like this, doesn't it just tell you like they do will fix it. Because who cares about the affinity system? Why would they care if they hate the game because it's like AI and they hate the character designs, right? Then why would they care if those characters who they hate the visual designs of, if they love them or not, right? This is just another, whatever they can cling on to is something they'll complain about. Business model. Addressing complaints about monetization extending the current model was chosen based on two main arguments. The cost of acquiring characters is approximately 30% cheaper than a game like Genshin Impact. The absence of limited time characters allows players to more relaxed long-term approach to collection. He committed to providing more in-game currency and rewards to make character acquisition easier for players. Okay, yeah. I mean, this is like, I guess, him sticking to his guns. It's cheaper, and there's no limited mana. Which I think I would say it's better. Even if it does dilute the character pool over time, it's still better. Every character can be obtained. Yeah, similar to the one. Response to community allegations and concerns. The director dedicated a significant portion of the broadcast to directly address specific and widespread community rumors and controversy. Okay. The coupling controversy and player alienation. Players express frustration with non-play NPCs forming a relationship with each other, further sidelining the player protagonist. Kim Chol himself admitted the development team did not fully recognize the impact of this issue before launch. He said this problem was exacerbated by the core failure of the protagonist not being the center of the story. Okay, yeah, that's true. In the future, relationships between non-protagonist NPCs will be handled in external content, such as side stories and webtoons. Within the main game, such interactions will be minimized. It's kind of funny that he's saying like, "Oh, you guys are kind of making a big deal out of nothing, but we'll fix it anyway." I don't know if this is a good approach, but whatever. At the same time, I don't think any approach is going to satisfy them. The scenario needs resignation in internal politics. Community speculation suggested that internal company politics were the cause of the scenario team's departure. Response: the director firmly denied this rumor. He reiterated that the resignations were a direct result of his own actions, specifically the high-intensity push for development and his demand for nearly 4 or 5 rewrites of the scenario. He stated it is my responsibility rather than an internal political issue. Sure, this could just be him taking the fall or whatever. C. Stands on ideological controversies. Certain in-game content led to community suspicion that the game was promoting specific feminist ideologies. Bro, come on, if you have to listen. If the MC is not playable, then your waifus are gonna save your ass, man. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I think a lot of people are okay with that. This is crazy. The director made a clear and definitive statement of the company's position. We hate women. We hate women just like you. I don't like women. I want to state clearly that our company is one that does not support any specific ideology. He acknowledged that content had created discomfort and suspicion, and promised to revise all such content one by one so that players will not have a single doubt. We are here to objectify women as much as you like to. Oh, denial of AI generated content. Rumors circulated that the development studio used AI tools to create game assets. Response: KHS categorically denied this. He argued that with a studio of over 100 developers, it would be impossible for the truth to be maintained if they were actually using AI. He stated, "We want to state this clearly." I don't know. I feel like some of it does have that feeling, but now I don't know. Well, maybe I'm being gaslit. But I'm sure, I don't know, is there like a Reddit thread of all the AI stuff? I feel like AI. No, 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 no. Now that you remind me, the Ray one did look pretty bad. The Ray third leg, directed personal appeal and commitment, including the broadcast of the personal appeal to the community, acceptance of personal responsibility, repeatedly emphasized that the blame for the team's failures rests solely with him. All finalized with me, so please blame me. But he gets to keep his job, so. A believer in the development team, impact on the team, he described the development team, who he said have followed him up for up to 4 years as being deeply hurt by the situation, causing great pain as their leader. This is asking to refrain from extreme criticism of the development team, committed to future transparency. I promise to say I will never run away, I will correct what is wrong, and take responsibility into the end for the change of here. Return to core
Always got to
values,
hear
principles,
more.
and
I
traditions.
always got to hear more.
That was developer. Promise to create more opportunities for live communication to receive feedback, criticism, corrective, and play. This is I feel like mobile and the West really love this game for innovative gameplay and design. It's amazing to see the contrast between that and the Korean players' reception of this and how much they hate this game. And and this developer. It's crazy. Owen is definitely gonna die now. Absolutely is gonna die. Rewrite the story scenario 4 times. No wonder the writer resigned. So there's two possibilities. He's taking the fall for the board of directors. Whatever reason would involve themselves so
I'm gonna see if we can beat
the
this
project.
wish right now. Since everybody still got low stats.
Like story it is, right? So if you guys have thoughts about that, leave a comment, I guess. I was so glad when I read the news story rebound, definitely needed. Then I reached a part where the comic book story around MC more, but it also first interact with all the characters. There can be no hope in this, no hope at all. I thought this was like a green slide saying like, oh my god, thank god that we read the story. But then they said like, oh no, they're kind of focused around the MC. Oh god. Everyone was right at the side stories and characters are all doing their own thing and interacting with each other. It adds a lot of depth to them that you can't get when they don't interact with the protagonist. Yeah, I really don't think the story is that bad. Only problem for Korea. Everyone in Korean management and feels like going along with it. Some things to be scripted, yes, magic stuff, and yet just get good with the manager. Go in about you feel that's the thing all along. It could be okay, it could be a third thing. The third thing is that this problem was escaped it, right? This problem got out of hand. There were a lot of internal company politics. There is polling going on. There is a lot of like clinging between the writing team, the original scenario team, the team that he brought in from MX7 to try and fix the issue.
I definitely thought we won that. But,
Whether or not the
you know, things happen.
uh,
We're gonna win the next one for sure. But wait, pre-OP or above, right? So that was a G3 race, and we just came in second. But I gotta come in first. Right. I haven't did a run with her in so long. Uh, well, for me, it's long. A few days is a long time for me.
Okay. Black strap, and double belt. So they're saying it's not with this, which is black strap. Okay, sure, sure. But there's gonna be like multiple people working on this. Also, this is different art style. Okay, sure. But this doesn't this doesn't mean AI. The fact that it's inconsistent doesn't necessarily mean it's AI. What it does mean, or what it could be, is that the design of this character has changed over time. Maybe she jumped up. Like that's
Oh, I mean, hit infirmary. Shit. That's okay. It'll still be okay. It's still fast enough. It's October. So that's okay, because I know the reason I gave her Summer Runner now is because I know during her first summer, or during her summers in general, she gets shorter summers than everybody else because of the dirt races that she has to do for her career path. Personally, I don't like it, but I mean, they could have set it up differently to where summer doesn't affect your race schedule somehow. They could have did early July, you know, instead of late June. They could have did early June, or split it up throughout the months for characters that got races on their schedule that you can't change. Like do summer 1 week later or 1 week earlier. I mean,
censorship or age guideline. This does look like that. That doesn't mean it's AI. The live 2D is going to be a different artist from the original card art or the card artist. I think that's fair. This could just be like again a big communication issue, and it's not even that big. I'm sorry. It's just a very minor communication issue because they're clearly different artists. They're clearly different artists. And that's okay. But that doesn't necessarily, again, it doesn't mean AI. Like, none of these mean AI. All right, we have the comments. We have the comments. But if you look at these comments, look at how many of them are just giggly like schoolgirls. They are loving this, dude. This guy's expression. That's what I'm saying. It's like no matter what the devs do, no matter what the CEO says, whatever it is, for whatever reason, these people have decided they hate them. Because none of this really matters. Anyway, none of this looks like AI to me. This looks like just extreme nitpicking. This looks like they're just pointing out inconsistencies in the design, which can clearly be explained by the live 2D and, or rather this, whatever this art, the main art, concept art, key design is different from whoever the card artist is. And they might have, I mean, a team of them, and the main issue seems to be the communication issue between the the main key artist with the card designer. That's the only thing I can. And it sucks. It is. It is bad, but it's like very minor and not definitively AI. That's all I have to say about that.
Thank you very much. At this point in formal records, I thought we were just gonna sit down and talk a little bit,
Okay.
talk about.
I could not, bro. I could not hear that.
Beautiful victory. Exactly 1 year. Last night, it was, not expected to be a victory. It's been Democratic. It's been, I don't think it was good for Republicans. I don't think it's good. I'm not sure.
You got fucked. You got fucked. Y'all guys got fucked. You didn't bring home the bacon. Got people are mad. That's what happened. Yep.
For anybody. But we had, an interesting, we learned a lot. And we're going to talk about that and synergy remarks. And then after that, I'll ask the press to you. The press has been very nice to us the last couple of months.
Wow.
In terms of the foreign visits with China, Japan, South Korea, Malaysia. And they're actually terrific. So I want to thank you for that. I'm sure you get back to your normal ways. But we did a great job over in China. And we did a great job at turning all wars. We stopped 8 wars. And what
Is it counting the console war with Xbox and PlayStation? Is that part of it or not?
Checked in. I got the last night. I think both the policies and the shutdown was a big factor, negative for Republicans. And that was a big factor. And they said that I wasn't on the ballot was the biggest factor. But I don't know about that. I was on it.
That's a huge problem, though. It is. That's a massive problem. If Trump is the only way that the GOP and the Republicans can win any election, then you're basically on a timer. That's a massive issue.
They said that. And I just want to thank everybody for being here. And a very special thanks to Vice President J.D. Vance for doing a terrific job. J.D., thank you very much. As well as the team has been working very hard, but been really, I will tell you, nobody's working any harder representing the American people, including Senator John Thune. John, thank you. Great job. Yeah. Tom Knott, wherever you may be, Tom. Thank you. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. So Senator Shelley Moore Kaplan has been very involved. Thank you, Senator. Senator James Langford from one of my favorite states, 77 out of 77. Iowa State. 77 out of 77. Reagan was 56. That was enough. Got some, get every one of them. Thank you, Jim. And a fantastic friend of mine and an incredible advocate during the election a year ago, Kim Scott. Thank you, Jim. So as you know, we in the midst of a disastrous Democrat-created government shutdown, and it is Democrat-created, but I don't think they're getting room to blame that they should. That's now officially the longest shutdown in American history. The Democrat radicals in the Senate.
It looks pretty bad that the Republicans have the shutdown. Like, I mean, how do you control the executive branch, the Congress, and the House of Representatives, and also the Senate? And it's because of the Democrats. I think it's very hard to push that, especially whenever people lose their food stamps. And this is what I think lost from 2020, is that when you fuck with people's day-to-day lives, they're going to vote against you. Just period. I think that's how it's going to be. And I think that whenever COVID fucked with people's lives, people voted against Trump. If it wasn't for COVID, I think Trump would have won again in 2020.
Zero interest in reopening the government, and I don't think they'll access a lot of people this.
The food stamps are a minor version of that.
30 days at 4 or 5 different points in this year that I'm getting right now. We should have it done in a day. I've heard that about 4 times. I heard it after Kings, they said I was a king. And I heard it after Kings. I heard it after a couple of other moments in time. And I said, no, I don't believe so.
Yeah.
Now I heard it's after the election. I don't believe so. I think they're kamikaze pilots. I'm just going to think about the kamikaze pilots. I think these guys are kamikaze. They'll take down the country if they have to. So I don't think so. Millions of Americans are going to be without SNAP benefits, and I will say about SNAP benefits.
SNAP,
So when I
yeah.
was president,
There we
they
go.
said $1 billion funds, and now they have many times now. Most of these benefits were given to anybody that asked, and they're up to just many times 47 billion. So it wasn't the purpose.
Well, the problem is that after COVID, here's the issue, is that the COVID recession happened, and a bunch of people went on food stamps during COVID. And then when the economy improved on paper, it didn't improve in practice. So a lot of those people never really got off of food stamps. That's what happened, I think.
Yeah, it was understood.
It never came off,
They
yeah.
had problems, down and out, people that really had problems. But during Biden, they gave it to anybody that wanted it. I think it's something you have to talk about because the numbers are incredible. But countless public servants are now not being paid, and the air traffic control system is under increasing strain. We must get the government back open soon, and we have to get it up. We have the hottest economy we've ever had, and it's affecting
Yeah,
us.
it's got to affect normal people though, right? It's like Trump saying that like the economy is really good. It's great, but when people don't feel that on a personal level, it's like, who cares if Nvidia is worth $5 trillion or, how big the stock market is or something like that. When you're a paycheck to paycheck person, which a lot of people are, that type of stuff is like so abstract that it doesn't really matter to you. You're not making decisions based off of that.
Stock market now a little bit, but the stock market as of Friday has hit many record highs for the last 9 months, many. And again, this is just the beginning. As with this plants are being built right now, start opening up. We've never had anything like this. There's a boom. There's a construction boom right now, but that's going to be bigger than that. That's going to be an economic boom as soon as they open up. Then it's going to be something special. We have car companies coming in. When I was in Japan, Toyota, Mr. Toyota, I said, what's your name? Toyota. I said, oh, you're rich. I said, how much of the company do you own? 92.1%. I said, lady said, one. He wants to be up. I said, you're a rich guy. And
Yeah,
he said,
Mr. Toyota.
$10 billion in the U.S. And you know what I'm talking about. That's who introduced me, Mr. Simon. You introduced me originally with the ambassador to Japan. He's still good. He's still somebody. He said, he had no interest in investing in this country. Now he's investing $10 billion as of 1 week ago.
That's great.
The new plants. We have auto plants coming in incredibly. But we have AI and all of that. Can be extraordinary. $1.5 trillion to people who came into the country illegally, many from prisons, many drug dealers. A lot of people came in from mental institutions. They want to give a lot of money to the people that came in illegally. We have to get them out. We can't. No country can sustain them. That's not like an attack on our country. In no country, these are not going to be productive people. These are going to be anti-productive people.
Yeah.
And you all have big hearts, have bigger heart than anybody, but we can't let that happen. It's time for Republicans to do what they have to do, and that's terminate the filibuster. It's the only way you can do it. And if they don't terminate the filibuster, then we won't pass any legislation. There'll be no legislation passed for 3 and 4 years, so it's a long time. But when they can't do an extension, like John, I think they've done an extension every single time they've ever been asked forever. This is the first time they haven't done an extension. Extensions are supposed to be easy, but if they won't do an extension, they won't do any bill but a simple bill. Now we should do our own bills. We should get out. We should do our own bills. We should open up. We should start tonight with the country's open. Congratulations. And we should pass voter ID. We should pass no mail-in voting. We should pass.
I should have done it. Like, how's like that? That's I completely agree with this. So actually, I don't agree with mail-in voting. I think that you should be able to do mail-in voting. But I do agree with voter ID. Like the idea that you don't have to submit an ID and show that you're a citizen to vote is fucking insane to me. Like I don't understand the argument against it. If you want me to be honest, I really just think mail-in vote. Yeah, I don't. It's too easy to rig. Maybe it is. I mean, personally, but like I think voter ID for me is like something that I'm like completely convinced on. Mail-in voting, I'm not totally convinced on. Mail-in voting for military olds. I think that, well, I mean, I would say like mail-in voting for people that are, maybe disabled or other people that might not have the ability to vote for whatever reason to get to a polling station. I think that's fine. Like that's the way it should be, right? But should everybody have mail-in voting? I mean, I don't know, maybe not. But I think the idea of it makes sense. Like I don't know.
All the things that we want to best make our elections secure.
Honestly, like my opinion is that I think that if mail-in voting favored Republicans, all of the Republicans would not say it was rigged. That's the truth. I think they're just saying it's rigged because mail-in voting generally favors Democrats. It's just what my opinion is. Sorry.
So because California is a disaster, many of the states are disasters. But can you imagine when they vote almost unanimously against voter ID? All we want is voter ID. You go to a grocery store, you have to give ID.
You buy alcohol?
Gas station, ID.
Yeah.
But for voting, they want no voter ID. It's wonderful one.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It's because they cheat. We went past that thing.
I am a believer that people that know voter ID laws. I think that the best case scenario for voter ID laws is it prevents fraud and cheating. But it also stops morons that can't get an ID from voting. Like, if you're too stupid to get an ID, I do not want to hear your opinion on who should be president. I do not want you making decisions on the government. You can't even get an ID.
10 minutes.
That's what I think.
You'll never pass that. You'll never talk about mail-in ballots. Mail-in ballots make it automatically corrupt. You have mail-in ballots, automatically it's corrupt. Even Jimmy Carter, they had the Carter Commission after he got out of office, and they had a group of very distinguished people, Democrats and Republicans, and they passed, they recommended things that was a long time ago. And they said about mail-in ballots, if there is mail-in ballots, there will definitely be corruption, because we're passing too many hands. And then you go in to vote, and they want you, but even me, I went into Palm Beach, you go to vote, they want your card, your this, your that. They said, I'm sorry to do this, sir, but I have to look at your identification. I said, that's all right. I love that. But they're not going to get away with much. It was very good professional, very good, way it's supposed to be. But,
Same with mail-in, physical disability exception. If you can't get to the polling station, you can't vote. Again, people are really stuck on the mail-in voting thing. I think that there's a lot of ways that you can authenticate an ID online or ahead of time without going somewhere in person. Like have you ever looked at your driver's license and you know there's a bunch of numbers on it? What do you think those numbers mean? Just think about it. No mail-in for the masses? Maybe you could say, I don't know. I mean, the only thing that I would say for sure is that I think mail-in voting for elderly and for people that are disabled is mandatory. You need to have that. Not having that is just being a piece of shit. You're just being a piece of shit, and you're preventing people from voting on a basis that I think is totally unfair. For everybody, I don't know. but certainly for them. And I do think we should have no voting.
People don't want that. They have. And
Or West only, yeah,
where
exactly.
it's illegal to ask somebody for voter ID.
That's
To
ridiculous.
ask somebody for voter ID, if you're an official, you say, I'd like to see your voter ID, they can arrest you. Okay? They can arrest you. Because they want to cheat. And they get away with it. And the Republicans let them get away with it. And we won't do that. We have to filibuster. So I'm just, we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
Sway, because I know we have a lot of, not a lot, I'd say half, this one, maybe a little bit less than half. And it's not bad, a really good talk. If I thought that they weren't going to pass the filibuster, I wouldn't even bring it up. They're going to pass it within the first hour, and if they take power, and it's more likely that they take power, we're not going to be passing any legislation. They're not going to approve anything. We're going to go 3 and 4
He's right about that. Yeah, you either do it or they're gonna do it.
So,
Yeah,
we're going to pass. Because the easiest thing to pass is exactly right now what they won't pass. And they'll do that and they'll wreak havoc. But let's assume they did it. They're doing it anyway. So it won't matter. They're doing it anyway. And, I have
Yeah, you gotta push it, of course. Voting is an obligation more than a right. I think it should be mandatory to vote. What do you think? Man. I think the opposite. I think the opposite. Like, I think most people shouldn't vote. Like, if it was up to me, what I would do is I would make as many barriers to voting that I possibly could. I think being able to vote for the president is not something that everybody should just be able to do, just by the nature of you being 18 and older. I think this is stupid. And in my opinion, if you're going to vote, you should have to pass sort of regular citizenship test or some other variation of that in order for you to actually know what the fuck you're doing in order to be able to vote. I think that having just the masses of uneducated retards voting causes a lot of problems, and I think it leads to, I think it leads to so many other issues, right? It leads to like weird campaign promises, things that people don't really care about a lot, weird like things that aren't even true, and just bullshit things at Jay Jones. Yeah, logical thinking test. Yeah, I would be fine for a logical. Yeah, and if you can't finish the logic test, you can't vote. Absolutely. Like as many barriers to voting as possible is what I would support. Absolutely. I think the fact that everybody can vote has been catastrophic for the country. Absolutely catastrophic. Huge problem. That's what I think.
I think we should terminate this Thursday. It's a mental termination. This is really the custom. But if
Not gonna happen. Hey,
it's not.
that's what my opinion is.
This be the difference. On one side, writes a negative letter on something great, was be out of the Manhattan Southern District. Champlain, one of the most respected lawyers in the whole country, by far, one of the most respected. And, it's been good. The court's been good. Then they had like instant. He went to the best schools, got the best marks, top of his class, everything was perfect. It was went to Sullivan and Bromwell. Almost immediately became the head of Sullivan and Bromwell. They were the most.
I love these night races. I wonder if they're gonna. I wonder if they're gonna. I wonder if the people that own Smart Falcon will let Smart Falcon race in the Kentucky Derby. I mean, he's a dirt specialist, so and the Kentucky Derby is dirt. Like primarily American races for race horses is going to be on dirt tracks unless they go to Kentucky, in which case, obviously, it's known for its bluegrass, so it'll be on turf. But everywhere else, pretty much is dirt. I mean, we got it. We got a lot of grass tracks, but yeah, our most famous race is dirt. And the reason I think that for America the dirt tracks are more popular is because it's more unpredictable what the horses are gonna do as far as where they end up.
This is what I'm saying before about how, like, if you have the power to do something, you should absolutely exercise it. Because if you don't, the other people, whenever they have the power, they will exercise it against you. And you have to be as aggressive and as assertive with it as possible. And if you don't do that, then they will do it to you. And to the extent that they try to do it, you should try to stop them at every level, every single time. Barack Obama picking the Supreme Court judges. Yeah, he tried to appoint Merrick Garland in like 2009, and they stopped that from happening.
Business tactic that's bold, fresh, malicious. Get started at indicator.com. When you want your earnings to add up to more, the U.S. Bank Smart Rate Suite works for you. With checking, savings, and credit card, seamlessly in one place. The U.S. Bank Smart Rate Suite is key to growing your money.
That's perfect. The biggest thing is you have an AI tool. Get to the country, yep. And it'll be impossible for me to but if they do, they'll do anybody, and they are going to immediately filibuster. And when they do the filibuster, they can pack the court. They want at least five justices. Now they're up to five, actually up to seven and up to nine. Okay? They want their judges, they want to pack the court, and they will do the first step. Make it slow it down. There's just no reason to rush. But then they'll vote on this. Bring it over there to the Democrats here. Close to about it. And I asked them about that or something. They said, well, maybe they won't do that. I mean, they just really mansion and cinema. And they got that out there, nobody else is going to. But they're going to do the first step. They're going to back the I don't know if they're going to do that or not. I mean, it's possible, right? I mean, I don't think the amount of Supreme Court changing. Justice is still very bad. I don't know if you noticed, but literacy tests were used a lot in the 1890s and 1960s. They were primarily used to disenfranchise former slaves and were outlawed. Let's bring them back. That's what I think. If you can't read, I don't want you to vote. I know that it's not politically correct to say this, but what the fuck are we doing letting people that aren't even illiterate vote? What the fuck is wrong with us? Obviously, people that aren't voting should be able to vote. If they are, then why don't we let kids vote? They're going to make these, that's what I think. State. They're going to make Puerto Rico state. No, they're going to put that first state. So we've got four senators. We're going to do things. We're going to pick up our agreements and say it's going to be a very, very good situation. And it's fun. It's fun. As soon as they follow now, what I'm saying,
They'll most likely have it. Yes, every single
Oh, I gotta see if this is gonna work.
Absolutely very smart. The wrestlers I like are very smart. That's most of all smart. But he's 1.4 billion people without question. That's
Well, I mean, there are questions. It's just there's only one of them.
So each year he's got about 6 shows. And every one of those people is standing up. And I made a comment to one of them and we got no response. So you answer me about no response. That's an issue. So any question, I said, I want my cabinet to be like that. That's what I'm demanding that I want them sitting up like that. They're just nice and straight. I never saw Marcia like that. I've never seen men so scared in their lives. They have a equivalent of excellence in that. Answer my question. So what's wrong with it? I will answer my question. Why not? Jamie, Jamie wants in the conversation. What's I want to have that for at least a couple of days, okay, Jamie? We'll keep it long time, for a couple of days, and that would, yeah, a couple of days, and that would be great. Okay, I want to thank you, and we'll talk a little bit. And, I see they sent me up with a podium. I thought it would just be sitting there. It's probably easier. I want to thank you all very much. Thank you to the press. Thank you. I'm going to Miami to make a speech today at a big and a nice big crowd, and we'll see you there. A lot of you traveling down. Thank you very much.
Well, that was okay. It wasn't great. I mean, I wouldn't say that was really a great speech. It was just kind of the same shit. I mean, at the beginning, I think that, it was more relevant to the recent elections and everything. I think it obviously doesn't look like
That's crazy. They did a perfect cut on her angling scheme and activation. I really like that. Oh damn.
Oh my God, sounds funny. I mean, I'm not my like plays Persona 4. Where did they play the Gmod? Oh my God. No, how long? Oh, yeah. Screw it. Who do you guys have a crush for? Oh, God. Seriously? You have this?
I'm sure it can't be too bad, right? Okay.
Alright. You know how G loves me, bro? And I'd be really lovely then, bro. What about I give her some of that? Sweet shake too. No, it's not even a different shake.
And she tends to watch you quite a lot, okay?
Right. That's what Yosuke Harmon himself was. You guys don't get it. I've got mine on. Check it Prince herself. Naoto Shirogane.
Not to mention, she'd be a great partner in crime solving.
Yeah, right. I've got a big kick she can crack. Real smooth, senpai.
Oh, come on! I get plastic guilty force over the laser hobby? In my case, it's simply Yukiko.
I suppose I'll get into this later. Though I better not catch you slipping.
Don't worry, Kenji-san. The least I can do is let her call me a good boy.
Anybody wants to get something done too. True, too.
What? Wasn't too bad. I mean, I always heard from Yosuke that he wanted to get groomed by a teacher.
What? I beg your pardon. Just trying to cook yourself first.
You'll be
Relax. Don't crash out. I've got this. Kanji, hold my hand. I'm going to trigger buzz. Can I stutter right now?
Oh my God, their hand.
Okay. Now what? Narukami, this isn't funny.
Trapped in a closet.
Yeah, as if I wanted to take this middle school ass game. Come on, man. Don't share and get exposed to our side. Today is about as seriously, I love myself. Me, literally me. Ain't that right, Kanji? What? Oh!
Did I take a picture?
What? So the roundabout. What the fuck? What the fuck is this picture? Wait a minute. What? Wait, over here. Ladies and gentlemen, I
What? Mm. Uh-oh. He activated playtime is over. Uh-oh. Anchor's away. Alright. This is getting really annoying. All right. Well, that just made me mad. So I'm gonna end the chapter on this run, and we're going to start the next chapter for round two race days. See how we do.